kids. Welcome to HartsLight Kids, where kids shine bright. I'm Dr. Jonette, and today we are welcoming back one of our authors who is a favorite author of mine and has written a chapter book, Ms. Morenike. Ms. Morenike, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You are going to be reading chapter 3. Tell us a little bit more about it.
I'm going to be reading The Birthday Party, and I think that speaks for itself, the title.
Oh, yes, that's a great title for speaking for itself.
So I will start. The Birthday Party. Ronke was elated. It was 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and she was going to Dayo's 8th birthday party. It was a fancy dress party, and Ronke was going as a turquoise blue fairy with a gold magic wand and wings. Mommy had made her costume from leftover satin used for making Mommy's own clothes. She and Mommy had made the magic wand using a stick that they had picked up in the garden and off which they had scraped the bark, and some gold paint that they had found at Leventis. After Yemi and Lucas, Dayo was Ronke's best friend, and she and Dayo were in the same class at the university's faculty school. Yemi, Lucas, Dayo, and Ronke and their families lived on the campus. Ronke looked very pretty, with her hair done up in 2 chunky plaits, the parting in the middle, the comb tracing its steps all the way up her forehead from the tip of her nose, just to be sure that the parting was precisely in the middle. The way Mommy said made her look beautiful and sophisticated. She could not stop looking at herself in the long mirror in Mommy's room, preening and walking as daintily as she could manage, like a real fairy. Mommy said that Ronke was getting chubby and had to watch it, but even Mommy said that Ronke looked elegant today. Ronke couldn't believe it, therefore, when Mommy said that Ronke had to take her brother, Bolaro, with her to the party. Take him to the party? What? He hadn't even been invited, and he wasn't old enough. He will be the only 2-year-old, most likely the only boy there. Why does he have to go with me? He doesn't have a costume, she reminded her mother. Yes, he does, Mommy replied emphatically. He can go as a drummer boy. So now, Bolaro was dressed up in this ridiculous outfit that wasn't a real costume. He had on a danshiki that he had worn several times before, and he was dragging along an enormous talking drum, which was as big as he was. Who knew where the drum came from? Maybe it was one of Daddy's. Bobo's curly hair was freshly combed, shiny with oil. In anticipation, Ronke felt very embarrassed indeed. What would Dayo, Lucas, and Ronke's other friends say? Ronke was confident that Bobo would follow her everywhere and that she would not be able to enjoy the party. How would she live this down? Well, as it happened, when they got to the party, Ronke found that Isayo, Lucas's 3-year-old sister, was there. She felt slightly better, actually a great deal better. Lucas looked as embarrassed as she had been feeling, but at least his sister was not dressed up as a drummer boy. In fact, what was she dressed up as? As for Lucas, he looked impressive as Tintin, and his hair had been styled so that he had a little tuft in front. That's at the birthday party. You can see Bobo with his drum, and Ronke looking very annoyed in the background. Ronke's mood improved when Dayo's mother, bespectacled with her thick brown hair in a ponytail, welcomed Bolaro and her warmly and told them that it looked amazing. Dayo's mother helped Ronke place Bobo's drum carefully in a corner of the dining room so that Bobo wouldn't have to lug it around, and Ronke could pretend that it wasn't there. Dayo, giggling and dressed up beautifully as Princess Moremi, complete with cowrie shelled and red beaded headdress, embraced her and did not seem to notice Bobo. Ginger, Remi's faithful tabby, which followed Remi almost everywhere, was standoffish, I did not acknowledge either Bobo or Ronke. Ronke sneezed loudly. Ginger eyed Ronke reproachfully, turned purposefully, and padded away. Apart from Lucas, several of Ronke's close friends were at the party. Amisha, her classmate, was there with her younger sister Anjali. Amisha was Queen Amina of Zaria. Indira, who was also in her class, had her two younger sisters, Mina and Lalika, with her. Emeshe, another classmate, had recently moved to the campus from Budapest, Hungary, and was also at the party. They were all happy to see Ronke, and Ronke them. Indira, especially in the crimson belly dancer outfit with jewels in her hair, was radiant with excitement. Her sisters were bizarre-looking hippies. Ronke, Dayo, Indira, and Amisha immediately grouped together and began to chatter. Dayo's headdress toppled off and was set aside. Chatter, chatter, chatter. You would be forgiven for not guessing that they had spent most of the day before together at school. For refreshments, they had birthday cake, and Ronke's favorite was vanilla ice cream, strawberry jelly, and delicious freshly made pineapple fritters. She loved going to Dayo's house just for the pineapple fritters. You bit gently into the crunchy coating and were careful to take the pineapple filling by surprise because it was hot, tart, and sweetly jammy and could just as easily surprise you. Then you ate it slowly and savored every tiny, appetizing bite. Dayo's mommy had promised Ronke that she would teach her to make the fritters and banana ones too, although Ronke really preferred the pineapple. She couldn't wait for the lesson. She loved to cook and bake and already knew how to make Garibaldi, currant-filled, and smiley-faced biscuits using recipes from Mommy's Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. Ronke also liked it when she helped Mommy make bread. The bread had raisins in it and was made with brown flour, which Mommy said was healthier for you than white. Ronke loved eating it with melting, creamy Lurpak butter when the bread was fresh out of the oven hot. Mommy said that she had learned to make the bread when they lived in Brentwood, California, when Ronke was a toddler. Bolaro had not been born there then, and Mommy had brought the cookbook back with her when the family returned to Nigeria. The children played musical chairs and Simon Says, and everything seemed to be going well. When something horrible happened. Dayo had just won at Simon Says. She looked thrilled. As she raised her fist in the air to demonstrate victory, Bolaro went over to her, took hold of a clump of her hair, and pulled it hard. At her very own birthday party, Dayo burst into tears. The picture.
Oh, they looked like they were not having a good time right there.
Dayo's mommy rushed to the rescue and pretended that Bobo's action was just a little thing and didn't really matter, but Ronke knew the truth. Gosh, how Ronke wished the ground would open up and swallow her. Good gracious, she felt humiliated. Dayo wouldn't talk to her or even look her in the eye anymore. Now, Ronke had lost one of her best friends, and it was all Bolaro's fault. The party ended at 6 o'clock, not a minute too soon. By now, Ronke's eyes were red and streaming, and her throat was itchy, so she was glad to leave either way. She wasn't sure why, but she often had that reaction after 1 or 2 hours at Dayo's house. After Daddy picked up Ronke and Bolaro and they got back home, Ronke began to cheer up. Mommy told Bolaro that he had been a naughty boy and made Bolaro say sorry to Ronke for his behavior. Mommy then asked if Ronke wanted to come to her bedroom so that Mommy could read her a story while Dora, the housemaid, gave Bolaro a bath. Ronke really liked to spend time with Mommy in her bedroom, which was serene and comfy. The windows to the left of the bed had aquamarine muslin curtains so that the room during the day was cast in a bluish, watery glow, which made you feel cocooned and safe. If you pulled the curtains and looked out, you could see the beautiful garden with its bougainvillea and fruit trees. You could also glimpse the house next door. Facing you as you enter the room were mosquito-screened windows overlooking a covered balcony. You enter the balcony through a door facing you on the left. There were usually brown lizards taking a nap on the outer side of the screen, their tempting pink fat bellies exposed for all in the bedroom to see. One of Ronke's favorite pastimes was to remove a fiber from the tightly tied together broom used for sweeping the floors, gently poke a lizard's belly by pushing the broomstick through a hole in the net, startle the lizard awake, and watch the lizard fall to the veranda floor. Ronke couldn't imagine why the lizards had not learned by now that the screens were not the safest sleeping sanctuaries. But what Ronke loved to do best in the room was snuggle in a spacious double bed, listening to Mommy read her stories of the crafty Ijakpa and selections from the frightening but riveting Obuju Odenino Igbo Irumole about a brave hunter and his escapades in a horrible forest of demons and monsters. Those were her favorite times indeed. That evening, Ronke picked out the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves from Mommy's book, The Arabian Nights. She curled up in the bed to listen to the enthralling story, which she had heard many times before, breathing in the thrilling old book smell, mixed in with Mommy's scent of shea butter and coconut oil. Ronke was soon transported to the magical and mysterious land of Arabia, distant from thoughts of the afternoon's events. What a glorious way to end the day. And I have a glossary of words in the back for chapter 3.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And remind us again where we can find your book and purchase your book.
It's available on www.paradiserestoredpublishing.com. That's www.paradiserestoredpublishing.com. It's also available on amazon.com.
Thank you. And we'll see you next week, boys and girls, on HartsLight Kids, where kids shine bright. Have an amazing week. Bye.
Bye.